pesos for the crib. Yo. I know you thought I would me, baby, but you can't keep me down. Black where my rounds at, they lost where they get found at. Pressure from your eye with a nation don't wanna show that. Keep them almost over that trumpet is like a do your clap. French is bought up my soldier rag and that new designer I'm shining, I got a shoulder tag. When it come to drama, that Draco be looking like a staff. Put it in the sea with my enemies, it'll split in half. The world coming to an end, huh? You learned you an Israelite, you trying to tell all of your friends, huh? Them laws you can never trim, huh? You know if you get it right in the kingdom, you live again, huh? Just a couple of questions that I gotta know. Get my shine over commandments, that's it, yeah, how it glow. Put us all back on the top where we was at before. And if the Lord looking for promise to go.
I say repent more than I rap, that is a fact. To me, music ain't worth more than that. I'm not attached. If you take the gospel out of these rap, it'll make you whack. Silly rappers keep on dropping the ball like they playing jacks. And if it ain't that, they always in competition. As far as the composition, they bars be hard to listen to.
Close my door.
It's more spirit than lyrical, and if you humble yourself now, it's probably fixable.
Baby, 'cause I ain't got time for it.
Mystical, how I flow, I feel like I talk to them like interviews. They don't see it, invisible. Holy Spirit, it enters through every word and syllables. How I feel, invincible. That's the Ruach.
What's up, love?
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Shit down. Where I'm at. Blessings, uncensored enlightenment talk family. Welcome. Now, I first want to say, y'all, if my eyebrows look a little funny, shut up, okay? I had a little blunder today. I had to post it on my page. Somebody tried to jack me up, so I had to hook it up. So just, if I keep my head to the side, it's because I'm trying to keep my eyebrows straight. I love you guys. Blessings. Welcome to the live today. I appreciate you guys being here with Grace Levi. I have a few announcements to make before we get into today's topic. And also, we have a surprise. So just about an hour ago, there was a video released by the trustees of Dolton page, and it highlight an interview that Ms. Belcher did. I do apologize. I hate looking at myself on the screen. I'm just staring at myself on the screen. Okay, that Ms. Belcher did. Okay, so we're gonna review that. We're also going to look at Fox 32 Chicago News clip of Miss Lori Lightfoot. So we're going to watch that. You know, I want to try to be non-biased as possible. You know, I just have my innate feelings about that particular situation, but I want to, you know, listen to what she has to say, give her the benefit of the doubt. And that gets back to my announcements. Okay, welcome to the page. So I want to say, first and foremost, this page and this platform is for free thinkers. If you're a free thinker and you are open to speak and critically think about different things without bringing your emotional intelligence, non-emotional intelligence in, then this is the platform for you. Because I'm going to say this. I will say some things that you don't agree with. I will say things that may come from the left and make you have to think and maybe research, but it's cool. If you don't agree, that's fine. You put your comment at the bottom, make it make sense. You know, let's see what your side of things, and we will respect it. Here, what I want to represent, uphold is like a powwow type of platform when it comes to these particular subjects, especially Dolton, because I feel like Dolton residents should be able to express themselves. And I have noticed that some of the expression is just upsetness, and a lot of it is based on a lot of the distractions and the propaganda around what's going on. But I like to keep people focused. You know, I'm a little corny, so I want to say, get focused, keep the facts in mind. So when you go to these meetings, or if you have to write a petition, a letter to your governor, at least you'll have some references, you'll have a good idea of what you need to say. And that is to the people of Dolton. So as I say, everything I say, you may not agree with, but if we're adults and we're grown, we should not let our emotions get the best of us. We should be able to talk it out, handle our business, and get to the end goal. And the end goal seems for everybody is to have Miss. Let me put her on the screen. Let me put her on the screen. Miss Beautiful, Miss Henyard to unask that seat. That is our goal. Okay. So I want to state that real quick because I know some people really they believe in Miss Lightfoot. You know, they feel like this is something that's going to bring more attention to the story. And I feel that this particular story is already in the limelight. YouTubers have done a great job to actually push it into mainstream, and the actual residents of Dolton, the ones who have been going to these meetings, standing up, giving facts. So we're going to show a little bit of that too, because this park water department gentleman, I got his name somewhere, he seemed to have possibly switched up on Henyard. Now, this is not anything to, just go against him or anything. It's just to highlight what may have happened, why he has switched up. And we're going to evaluate a case of someone who is suing Dolton that is related to the Public Works Department. So this is an active suit of another employee. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. Hit the like button, get my booty in the algorithm, and get ready to talk about it. Okay, so we're going to get Miss Belcher on the screen first. Let's hear what she has to say. I want to say shout out to the Dolton trustee page, because this is where the first clip is coming from. Y'all, they already in the algorithm. So continue to like and subscribe to their page. Hit the like button, because it is actually YouTube that's making this go viral. But I'm gonna add some more to this. I'm trying to be politically correct. This Lightfoot situation, okay? Bear with me. When I pause, is it's because I be having to think. I'm trying.
We are joined by village trustee Kiana Belcher, one of the 4 that voted against Mayor Henyard to reinstate that investigation. First, what went through your mind when you saw that chaos?
I was a little disappointed, but the residents are fed up. It's been ongoing. This is ongoing into our 3rd year, and we have contacted many officials over Dolton, the state's attorney, the attorney general, and it's like we can't get any help. And right now, the residents are fed up.
That is one thing I heard from some of the residents, that where is Attorney General Kwame Raoul? Where is State's Attorney Kim Foxx? Where are they?
Yes, I don't know. We do know that residents have sent letters, made phone calls. The elected officials have sent letters, made phone calls. We're not getting any help.
Well, you are getting some help from former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. You and your colleagues voted to reinstate this investigation that Lightfoot's going to do. So what is she going to have the authority to look into?
So the ordinance covers the 2023 trip to Las Vegas. It covers some ARPA funds, some financial information, just because we believe that there's a lot of misappropriations of funds and commingling. And it was brought to us that an internal investigation was done with the allegations of the trustee that is accused of the misconduct, but the board never received anything. We want documentation, because we may be at a point where the citizens and the board can press charges.
Press charges? Like, well, what kind of charge? Because, one thing the citizens also say is they're angry at the police chief, her hand-picked police chief, who just kind of protects her. So how are you going to bring law enforcement into this?
Well, that's why we're working with former Mayor Lori Lightfoot, because if we can get documentation knowing that there has been some misappropriations and legal, that we have proven facts, then we may be able to do something.
Would this be like a lawsuit?
A lawsuit, or If we can go criminal, we'll do it.
So criminal charges. We do know, though, that she is facing a criminal investigation from the FBI. What do you know about this investigation? She's been subpoenaed for many documents.
Yes, all we have just know what the public knows, really, that the federal subpoenas have come down. And in a lot of those subpoenas, they're asking about financial issues and misconduct and kickbacks. So there's a lot of things that's going on.
And if folks, I urge them to watch the Drama in Dolton piece that we have on our Fox local app. Dane Placco has reported on a lot of this stuff. The trip to Vegas that she billed as economic development, other trips that she's bringing her bodyguards on, billing the taxpayers for, cars, security detail. What other things do you want people to know about some of this possible misconduct?
Actually, if you want to say theft of land, that ice rink that was paid by the citizens, $1.3 million, that wasn't budgeted, but it never was approved by the board to even build on our property. That's Village of Dolton property. So when you build on Village of Dolton property, you need approval. So that's
so $1.3 million ice rink was never voted on.
No.
She just kind of unilaterally decided to go forward on it.
Yes.
There's also a cancer charity that Dane has reported about where it seems like those funds have been misappropriated. What do you know about that?
So I do know that the township, which is not the village, the township voted to have $10,000 paid into the charity. And all the agents on the charity and officers are people that work for her directly within her circle. And we don't know. That's another thing that we're waiting for the Attorney General, because there was a date that they supposed to turn in some documents, and nobody's never heard anything else about it.
You talked about her other role, more than $200,000 she makes a year as the supervisor for Thornton Township, so the dual role there. Do you? What is your relationship with like with Mayor Henyard? Do you talk at all? Is she listening? I was there, and everyone, kind of aired their grievances about her, and she looked down the whole time like she wasn't listening to any of it.
She doesn't listen. We don't have a relationship outside of coming into the village on first Monday of the meeting and actually trying to conduct business. It's just hard because as elected officials, we should be organizing and making sure we're doing what's best for the community. But right now it's a dictatorship. It's not a democracy.
All right.
All right. That was a great interview. Shout out to Ms. Belcher. You definitely put out some things that the public may have not known, and I'm grateful because she used the platform to slip out some other things. Now, I don't know if y'all knew this, but this is new to me, that ice skating ring that I'm upset that she named her daughter, named it after her daughter, $1.3 million and not approved. So these are some of the things that you guys need to continue to write the letters to. I'm going to call him Rogue for right now, Attorney General, and possibly Mr. Kwame Raoul. I don't know anything about him, but from what I'm hearing, he had drama behind him. So maybe he was busy handling that. But with that goes to say, this type of information that she gave, that's something that the residents need to use as their ammunition. You see what I'm saying? And use these things to continue to how can I say, it'll bring more focus to that particular subject matter. So possibly the FBI could pick it up. You know what I'm saying? You know what we're doing here. We just dropping clues. We just talking about stuff, highlighting the important stuff that we know that the residents need to focus in on, so they could present it at the only time they got time to talk, which is the board meetings. And as I tell you, through letters. Don't be afraid. Okay. So she already mentioned, because that was one of the things I asked. I was like, Dag, why didn't it go through the Attorney General? What was the response from them? Things like that. And obviously they have not been getting response. Now, last couple of days ago when we went live, if you saw on the community page, I dropped something a little bit. I have some things that was on YouTube years ago, and they kept pulling them down. So I have them, and it's so crazy that I have 2 videos that I released on Rumble most recently about Chicago corruption. And it was, I don't know what made me do that in 2019, but if you look at it, I put a lot of clips together in regards to some of the corruption that was going on. And then the second video was more controversy, but it did did show a spree of organ harvesting in Chicago. Y'all know, if y'all know Grace Levi, I get to know I go to the left. So going to the left, that material will be on Rumble. But I'm going to bring the facts. I'm going to bring the actual news broadcast, some of the CIA stuff. This is the stuff that I think YouTube was uncomfortable with me. So I kind of know how to do it now. So all the controversy stuff will be there. But I did go into some of the corruption. So this is allegedly a trickle down effect from years of government corruption and not overseeing things properly and not having a check and balance system. So they went into what else she said. She said the board, the investigation about Andrew Holmes. That was another thing now. And that was another thing in the back of my mind as well, because I'm a real person. I know they did not do a good investigation. Whatever it was, for Miss Fania to be fired, for her to be in the situation she in, every time I talk about that, it make me feel away. But it showed what was going on in the inside, and what we saw was covering up and corruption and bad treatment to employees. But what's the highlight is that the trustees didn't even get any findings of this. So they've been finding out, as they've been saying, in real time, like us. Now, I know some people are not comfortable with this, but I want to know. And I think you guys want to know, and we should not be shunned for asking this question. Why is Andrew Holmes not arrested? Okay. And it's not to disregard Miss Fania in her story. Okay. I believe it. I believe he a monster. But if we continue to ask that question and not be down because we're asking hard questions, then we could get some things out there. I think people need to put the pressure on what's going on with Andrew Holmes, keep that a topic to the forefront, and don't let it die down. Because if it's not her, it may could be somebody else, or it was somebody else, allegedly. Okay, I'm just waiting for more facts to come out. I'm a person that likes to give facts. If I'm gonna do allegedly, I'm gonna tell you allegedly. So with that goes to say, I do push that we do try to figure out why he's not arrested. What is going on? So, let's continue. What else she said? So township, I just want to, she confirmed, she did confirm that there's no communication. There's no communication going on in Dolton. And that was one of the things when I was listening to Hannibal, he was talking about the bankruptcy and reading the what was going on with Freeman and how Freeman was confirming that there is no communication. Now it's crazy because I didn't get a chance to get the clips, but it was many times that Miss Henyard said, call me, email me. I text you all the time. You could get in contact with me. You need the information, just call me. And in between these meetings, it seems like it's so much contention between everybody that nobody talks. So how is things actually getting done in Dolton? Okay. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about today. One of the important things I think that Dolton residents should focus on is the infrastructure. What's going on there? And that's where we're going to highlight some of the issues with public works. And I think that's why the guy went rogue on her, the one that she hired. Because I know she introduced him a couple of months or last year. One of those videos I was watching, and she was so happy to bring him on, saying he was young, he was trainable, and I guess he ain't young and dumb. He see what's going on. So let me drink some water because my throat a little dry. I think I'm drinking tea tonight. We're gonna put this on. Dolton trustees look to override Mayor Tiffany Henyard's veto. This clip right here highlights Miss Lightfoot. So I want to listen to Miss Lightfoot. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt because, some of the things that I put out there last week wasn't putting her totally in a good light. But let's see what she got to say.
Chicago Mayor Lightfoot might be investigating Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard after all. Henyard shut down the investigation last month, but Dolton trustees are trying to overrule her. Paris Schutz has the latest from Dolton, where village officials are set to meet. Paris?
Yeah, Terrence, I want you to look behind me. The street in front of Dolton Village Hall is blocked off to traffic. We're told Mayor Henyard ordered these barricades put up today. There is an expected contentious Village Board meeting tonight. Coincidence? I don't know. But trustees say they believe they have the votes to override Henyard's veto of Lightfoot's investigation. On Friday, Lightfoot told us she was continuing to look into town finances and a trip Henyard took to Las Vegas, things that are now subject to an FBI probe.
I'll just say it's unlike anything I've ever seen. But the people of the village of Dolton deserve a government that actually works for them, that is transparent, that is fiscally responsible. I think that's what the majority of trustees really want. And clearly, every meeting is packed to the gills with people wanting to understand what's happened and, frankly, be able to articulate their concerns. They have a right to be concerned.
And they'll be articulating those concerns at tonight's meeting at 6:30. Should trustees successfully override Henyard's veto, Lightfoot's investigation will cost the town about $30,000. And at the end, she'll present a report to village officials about what exactly she found. The board wanting her to look into excessive spending, $5 million budget deficit, and that 2023 trip to Las Vegas that we mentioned that Henyard said she took for, quote, economic development purposes. Now, Henyard didn't post notice of this meeting until this weekend. There's already several residents calling the Attorney General's office claiming she has violated the Open Meetings Act here. Would not be the first time that she has done that. She's also had a history of shutting folks out of this meeting, saying there's not enough room. We'll have to see if that also happens tonight. Again,
all right, I'm stopping right there. And I'm just going to tell you, I didn't get nothing from that. I need to really hear a good statement from Miss Lightfoot. I'm going to be honest. Not her exactly what her investigation is going to be, because that don't, like what the steps she's taking, but something to give me reassurance that she has the capability to do this. Because my question is, how is she an investigator? Did she used to be an investigator before, guys? Can y'all educate me on this? Where do her investigation skills come from? Where is the resources coming from? I know it's going to be from her pay, but I'm saying, how is she going to get this information from Dolton? How is she going to get it from Henyard? The regular board wasn't able to get it. She was petitioned allegedly before, what they say, the Attorney General, a petition already for financial information, and now you have the FBI probing. Now, I can't say that, you got to put all your eggs in the basket with the FBI. I'm skeptical, because what happened with the Cabo 6, don't forget, had us running, everybody talking about for Cabo 6, rest them, this, that, and third. Don't forget, Grace Levi gonna make y'all remember what people did. Okay? Can't put all your eggs in one basket, because you never know. But with that goes to say, I'm not sure how is this going to work. So if someone can show me some clips of Miss Lightfoot, as far as what she do with investigating, where her skills come from. Y'all got any ideas where the resources? Give me some ideas of like how she's going to get this information. Am I asking crazy questions here? And, I know people like, okay, this is going to put this in the thrust of the national media, but it's there. Why do you need someone controversial to do this? Why not have someone who is non-controversial outside of the realms of that political friendship? Because somebody who know Henyard know Lightfoot, or Lightfoot know Henyard, or have crossed her before. That's just how it works. And aren't they both Democrats? So I'm going to ask these hard questions here so we can figure this out as a community, because I am online a resident of Dolton, because I said so. Okay. Yeah, that's how we doing it here. So those are the questions I have. I just want to clarify a little bit more. I want this to be a diverse web platform. So I'm gonna look at some of the comments as far as what you're saying. I hope y'all say some things about, Lightfoot. Y'all can say in opposition. I love it. Let's just do this. So hello, John Q. Hey, how are you? This is Mr. Johnson. The problem is that Tiffany haven't been indicted yet. Until that happens, she's going to do her thing, use tax paying money for campaign funds. And that's really stupid and ridiculous if she do that. I mean, at this point, when people say that somebody allegedly was on the short bus, that's going to make sense. Is she going to do that at this point? That's ridiculous. Pray for her soul, okay? All right. I says, hey, Miss Grace, please read the chat message to collaborate with your commentary. I'm trying to, just bear with me because I lose track of what I'm saying. So I'll be having to write my notes, come back. You know, I still get a little bit jitters, y'all. That's why I don't be watching myself. I just go to the next stuff. I get a little jitters, but it's cool. So just bear with me. I love y'all. So I'll talk a little bit, come into the chat, look at the chat, and then come back. Okay. Bear with me. Okay. Hey everyone. How's it going? Hey Steve. What's up? How you doing today? I should shout y'all out as soon as y'all come in. If y'all come in early, I'm gonna shout y'all out. But I like to get to the subject because I'm used to doing presentations, you know what I'm saying? But y'all in the building and I'm here for it. Hey Grace, do you know if both her roles are part-time? I heard one of her roles was, but didn't know about her other. Well, from what I heard, they both full-time. From what I heard, they both full-time. She getting paid full-time to be a mayor and to be the supervisor. Okay. So I think that she works very hard and she can put in all those hours. Okay. Good evening, James. How are you? Mick, your man on the street. What's up? How you doing? All right. Now let's get to what we about to get to. I think we're about to get to the subject now. Now let's put this young man on the screen. This was the young man who at one point, I don't know exactly when, because there's so many videos, but I'll find it. She introduced this young man being head of the public works department and how amazing it would be for this young man to be there. He was young and impressionable, be able to learn a lot. And this is him last week. Now, when we were watching that, I was like, yo, what happened to him? It was just like a little short little question, like, what happened to him? Why did he go rogue? Like, it seemed like he went rogue because he hit it at the bottom, smacked it like, well, y'all know y'all got to vote, right? What does that mean? Now, I think it's because he's feeling some of the pressure that some of the other workers have felt, and we're going to get into it. So let's just get a little flashback. Let me see. Can I be good today? Can I be good today? I'm all slow in my production. Flashback. Let's go. Okay, let's play it.
Services to this community, because when you call for service, sending prayers to our friend Jovan, who was in a severe car accident about 2 days ago. So if you can keep Jovan and his family in your prayers, and may he have a speedy recovery. Productivity report for May 2024. The Public Works Department repaired 2 water shutoffs, 2 emergency shutoffs, 4 sewers have been repaired, 10 sewer lines cleaned, 20 locations for potholes have been filled, 4 alleys cleaned, 15 properties cleaned, 15 vacant properties cleaned, 3 stop signs installed, 56 vacant properties / lots have been cut, and 36 vacant lots have been cut. As a reminder, as of April 1st, Homewood will come and pick up your brown bags. If you feel that they missed your brown bags, please contact the Public Works Department at 708-201-3280, or you can call them directly. We also have a second shift, and if it's after 3:30, you can also call 708-201-3240, and we will assist you. As the mayor stated earlier, services have been hindered hindered the services we render, being that vendors do not get paid or are not being paid in a timely fashion. Our reputation as a village is at stake when it comes to giving services to this community, because when you call for service, the first thing they say is, oh, Village of Dolton, no, we can't come over there. We might not get paid, or, oh, we can't come over there. We don't want our business to be in the street, which is hindering the residents. This hasn't hurt anybody but the residents and the services that we are here to give to you. People call every day. A lady called earlier and she said, hey, they was cutting trees on my street, and then they stopped before they got to my house. What happened to my tree? And I tell them the services have been reduced because of political reasons. And when politics are played, the residents will suffer. So, all right, please, quiet. Some people don't want to hear it. That's fine. I'm the person that you call when that tree is on your car, on your house, on your roof. I'm just telling you how it go. Again, we will try our best to service people in a timely fashion. But as you can imagine, if anyone in here has ever had a job, could you imagine coming to work and dealing with this every day and trying to get people service at the same time? So let's just be real about it and understand what's happening and pay attention to what's happening in your community. You all have the power to change it in the upcoming election. Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you.
Shots fired. Okay. Now, my thing is what made him change, because we're gonna go to actual public works meeting. Yes, and on that public works meeting, you hear him talking 2 years ago of how things were looking okay and what he needed to get things done. So obviously, it seems like something did not get done properly. Highlighting, because I did watch it. I don't have the documents, but I'm gonna have to mention them again. Hannibal mentioned while reading the documents, because I like to just put out the facts, that Friedman said specifically that he doesn't know what gets paid, what does not get paid if it doesn't. In that particular case that he was reading, Freeman said that certain things were approved by the board, and they were talking about actually the payments to the lawyers there, but it was not getting to the people that needed to get paid. There's another process. So what Tiffany does, I see, is that she will say, oh, it's the board, they're not approving stuff, but this is the other problem, there are things that they are approving that never got paid. Okay, that's like just having open checks sitting on somebody's desk, like I heard many a times, and they're not going out. So it seems like the administration is picking and choosing who's going to get paid and who's not going to get paid outside of the Dolton meetings. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Once the trustees make a decision, everybody votes, you bring it to on the agenda, that's what need to get paid. That's what's supposed to get paid. So this is what he made in his disposition. He literally confirmed what goes on in the background. No communication, a holdup of checks that was approved by the trustees already. So imagine you working in these particular situations and you have to be in front of the residents. Now, it's one thing to be in front of the residents where you at the meeting and they going off. Okay, everybody gotta stop at some point. But there's another thing where you walking on the street and you gotta fix their stuff and they mad as hell. Okay, I know it's Dolton I know they little hood. They probably digging in there, it's out there, driving the public works people crazy. Now, one of the things. Let me see which one is this? Let me see. Is this a picture of him?
What did you say that we can?
Okay, hold on. I think that's when Miss Brittany was going off. I got a clip of Miss Brittany going off a little bit, but I just want to show this picture of the young man. Let me remove this one. Miss Henyard always doing a video instead of putting out documents. So doesn't that look familiar? I want to play the video, but it doesn't matter. I don't have this page monetized, but in this video, just a little bit to show you her highlighting the shenanigans, and he's in her video. And here it is. Okay.
I'm not going to turn that way.
So this is him. This is her buddy. Look at him. He is so happy. What the hell happened? Okay. I just wanted to show you, Tiffany Henyard highlights certain people on her videos who's on her side. People who are not on her side are not going to be in her videos. Okay. So let's just keep that in mind. That's somebody that she hired. Now, this particular video, he talks about, this the corny one. Let's see if we can get into this public work one. Now, this public work one start a little lighthearted. He talks about some of the plans and what they need as far as employees to get the job done. I'm having a population of 25,000 people to actually service. So Dolton residents, this is very important information for you guys. You got to know the statistics, know what you actually need. And if you like Stacy Carell, this is his name, then you need to support this gentleman in his plight, because he's trying to get workers. And it seems like from this video all the way to now, something didn't happen. And we're going to actually listen to some of the Dolton residents' concern, because a lot of them is around public works. So imagine them going into the meeting, going off. But imagine them being on a porch, talking shit. And he got to protect himself. He got to drive around in the broken down trucks that probably ain't got no AC, short manpower. I'm just kind of throwing this out here so you guys could kind of like step out of just your feelings and kind of look at what's going on with people in this whole administration and what things you can highlight. Again, take notes. I need y'all to know how to fight. And the only way y'all know how to fight is if y'all had the facts. How about that? So let's get to it.
Trustee Steve, I'm here. Trustee Brown.
Present.
Trustee House.
We're only doing 15 minutes of this. This is only a 38-minute actual meeting. So we're going to do 15. Okay. I need y'all to pay attention. Okay. Okay. Please.
Trustee Holmes.
Here.
All right, got the H's mixed up. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
For works meeting tonight. And also for those who are out, please grant them traveling grace and mercy. In Jesus' name I ask, amen.
Obviously, I have an issue with the Pledge of Allegiance. No disrespect, y'all. I've been doing that since a little kid. Something ain't right with it. Since a little kid, I used to be in Catholic school. Y'all, I got kicked out of Catholic school. I'll tell y'all a story later. And they used to be like, stand up and say, pledge allegiance to the flag. And I used to be like, why? I'm not putting my hand on my heart. So I'm sorry, y'all. I just threw that real quick. I'm just going, I love America. I love the freedom that we have here, the so-called freedom. But I'm not pledging my allegiance to nothing but God.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for that prayer, Trustee Brown.
Call me off guard.
Only do it. Okay, we're going to go to old business.
Okay.
We're going to start with the update on the manpower. I know when the new administration came in, it was always a battle with the amount of manpower. And did we meet or are we at our union number? So we got Stacey Corral here, the superintendent of public works. Can you update us on the manpower, the number where we're at and the number we want to get to or where we're at? Just let us know the manpower right now, because I know we were under before y'all came in. Now we're at and above.
Yes. So good evening, everyone, trustees, Village of Dolton residents. Before, in the beginning, we were down, I believe it was to 11 when we came in, and we are now at 25. Ideally, from looking at the operation over the last few months and finding weak points in the operation, I think 30 employees would be a comfortable number. You can have no less than 19, and you can have as much as you want or as much as your budget allows. So right now we're at like 25, I believe, if I'm not miscounting anyone, 25, and 30 would be ideal to service the community. Because if you break down the numbers, community of 25,000 or so people, that's about one employee per 10,000 people. Per 1,000 people. And I think 30 would be a good number so that everyone feels that they're being reached, instead of us running around doing things here, maybe not completing this job because we had to go over here. You try to reach everybody in 8 hours, but sometimes it's just not possible.
Okay, so you say we're at 25 right now?
Wait, stop. Now I just want y'all to highlight what he started with when he came in. A skeleton crew of 11 people. 11 people. How was they getting things done? Now just highlight that, because he's going to get into what's the main things that he finds the issues. So when y'all get on people, don't get on Stacey, because Stacey actually brung this stuff up. The stuff that we're going to hear Dolton residents hoop and holler about.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's not including that's everyone as a whole. So it's really more so about 19, maybe on the street, 19, 20. You got to take out the clerks and stuff. So, when you think about it, you hear the overall number, it sounds great, but then you got to think how many of them are actually physically doing work on the street.
Yeah, I guess how many laborers and how many, the whole, can you just for the public and for us, break down?
You need a breakdown, correct?
Positions.
Right now, there are 7 CDL drivers, and the rest will be laborers and clerks.
Okay. I guess we got to look at but we talked at the last finance committee meeting. I know Trustee House was on here. We talked about we looked at the budget, the actuals at the last finance committee meeting. And from I remember, I think we were at 67% of the budget used so far. But I could be wrong on that. But that's any questions from any other trustees on the manpower and public works?
I have one question, please. So if we got 7 CDL drivers, we have 12 other individuals. If we're looking at the 19, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, if we hit that capacity of 30, we shouldn't have much overtime, correct?
No, that's the manpower is not the reason for overtime. So it's not like a police department where they have to fill in people, which creates overtime if there's not enough people. Ours is strictly emergency related. So anything after 3:30 is going to automatically be overtime.
Okay. Can you give me just about roughly how much overtime in the last month of December did we have? Can you give me that or not right now?
I don't have it in front of me. I can.
Right. That's why I said you don't have it right now.
Yeah, I can.
I'm sorry, y'all. I got the concern face on. I am concerned. This should sound like the nursing floor. They short as hell. I know Dolton is not that big, but literally what he's saying is that he only had 12 people out on, that can actually, he says 7 that's driving. Okay. So some 7 people have to drive places, and then it's 12. How are those 12 getting around? Because those ones are not the CDL drivers. They must be driving regular vans. But to have only 18 total, I'm going to just give them 18 because I'm over here trying to figure this out. 18 that could be out on the street in Dolton to do jobs. You know how long it takes to get some things fixed, like a water main and things like that, or change the gas pipes in people's houses? That takes a few hours. I just want y'all to evaluate the situation that Dolton was in too at the beginning of this is about 2 years ago, so she was already in the office, but this is what is going to highlight what he says next. And I have to keep stressing it because before I said it was infrastructure issues, and that's what allegedly Miss Henyard is focusing on. And that's why I said I gotta give it to her when it comes to focusing on infrastructure, especially if it's gonna cost you more money and they've been patching up shit for years. It's dangerous. You're gonna continue to have issues, and that's why places be having lead, these water leaks that he's gonna talk about. So I'm gonna give 2 sides. I understand where Henyard's coming from when it comes to beautifying a place and trying to get in and do some infrastructure, because I did hear about laying pipes and cements. This is some of the things I heard her should talk about, but it's just how she do it. Okay. I am going to highlight that.
Can provide it, but we've been between the water related issues, which is our main thing that we deal with.
So we said the water main breaks will be the
Yes, we've had one almost every day for the last 14 days.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
So, and most of the time they pop at uncomfortable hours. So it's never really while we're there.
Right. Absolutely. That could be anytime.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. With that saying that
Sorry, I'm stressing y'all because I'm a homeowner. Just one more thing. What the Dolton residents are going through when you have water main breaks, if those water main breaks type into your reservoir, your bill goes up. And then you have to go back and forth with the water company, if they're not good, and let them know, like, this is what's going on, you need to do it. And they're like, we got to do an investigation, but that bill be still on you, some portions of it. Okay. And that's what's putting the pressure on the residents as well. It's not just them having old equipment at their house and things. These are consistent water main breaks that's going on in Dolton. That is bad. That is bad.
Yeah, the 14 so far. What will be the main cause, you think?
The infrastructure in this community is beyond deteriorated. I mean, we dug up a water main on near 154 in Dorchester last week. There was like 15 clamps in one hole. So that means Public Works has been in that same area 15 times probably over the last 20 years. And that section should have been changed out, but we actually cut that section out this time. So we won't have to go there and keep tearing these people's yards up. But that's an example of infrastructure issues.
Okay.
You heard what he said? That's why I'm frustrated. I'm sorry, y'all, because I be feeling y'all. I'm up in Dolton too. Because if I had a house and you have to dig up my grass, and then all of that costs money. That all costs money. And I'm not saying that they're charging the residents to dig up their stuff, but that's damaging their property. That's damaging their property. The floods are possibly going in their basement, because that's what Miss Brittany has said. Why pay for pools when our residents have pools in their basement every day? And that's what they were still saying up until the last meeting. Right. So obviously something is not right. Also, I want to highlight at this time, and this was in 2022, they said that they used 67% of the budget. And you already saw what he was working with. the skeleton crew. You use 67% of the budget, and this is the crew that you have. You don't even have what you need right now to adequately work. So what's going on? And that's why I think they asked about what was going on with overtime, because that was one of the things that we was concerned with. Now you're going to hear something that he says, because it's going to be like shots fired. And I think that's where where you're going to see him feeling away. And that's Stacey. He's going to say something else when it comes to overtime, because they asking him about overtime, and he's trying to explain to him, listen, people leave at 3:00, water main breaks. These people are tired. They worked already, fixed things. We try to rotate our little skeleton crew, and then those go out, they get overtime. So, but it's because of the situation. Water main breaks, short skeleton crew.
Question I got. You got any more questions, Trustee Brown?
No. Thank you.
Any other trustees got any more questions?
I got one question. So as you speak about 5 additional, can you kind of talk to what services, not having those 5 people, how does that impact the community? What things may not be accessible, and what would we expect if we got those 5 additional people? Like, what kind of a hole does that create by not having those 5 people?
Well, being short, in my eyes, being short that 5, it hinders the operation. So if I have a crew that's worked all day, they're at work 7 to 3:30, they get off work. Say if I take 5 of those employees and call them back in after 3:30 for an emergency, those same 5 people have to be back at work tomorrow at 7:00. So, and let alone if we had 2 emergencies going on at one time. Say if we have a snowstorm and a water break, those are the same people that fix your lights and everything else. They do all these services. We're able to put people on shifts, say it like that. We'll be able to say, okay, well, you can come in a little later since you stayed here all night, instead of having fatigued people on the clock doing things. Because tired people are not going to give you maximum, you're not going to get the maximum amount of work out of a person if they've been out all night. So it needs to be able to be rolled, if that makes any sense. We need to be able to roll people.
So
right now, they're kind of hindered.
So the goal is ultimately to be able to have staggered shifts, meaning like a 7:30 to 3:30 and a 9:30 to 5:30. So
I wouldn't say staggered, but I want to be able to call on a different crew if it's an emergency. I don't want the ones that worked in emergency during the day to have to get called back in during the night and then have to come back. You want to separate them. So
that's how it works.
Say, for instance, we got a crew in there on the clock, and half of the crew, they did regular services. They did locates and water shutoffs. They're not that tight. So you want to be able to lean on the ones that didn't do any hard labor for the day, but you can't do it when you're short of people. You know what I'm saying? So the same crew you've been beating up is the same crew you have to call when it's an emergency. And it shouldn't be that way. I compare it to the city of Lansing. Lansing has, I believe, 30 people, and their operation is able to rotate if need be. So I wouldn't say change the shifts. I just needed to rotate in emergency situations, like with the storm coming right now. It would really suck if they had to plow 8 to 12 hours and then something popped in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to have a CDL driver on almost every scene.
How many CDL drivers do we have now?
7.
And now going into this big storm we about to have, what's the shifts right now? What is the plan going forward, going into this big storm?
Well, right now they're running 12-hour shifts until the storm is over and we have completed all of our duties. That kind of cuts down on overtime. It also keeps guys from getting burnt out. So the half of the crew did not have to come in today until 12:00, which gave them time to rest up and work the storm so that they're not fatigued while they're plowing. So we're going to do main streets first. We're going to do this in waves. We're going to do the main streets first, keep our mains open, and our emergency services like our police department, our fire department, keep them clear. And then we will move to the side blocks once the storm has subsided. And then we will come double back around again and apply salt. It makes no sense to apply salt during the storm. Some people have.
I'm sorry, I got to stop. Y'all see me smiling over here. I like Stacey. He is intelligent. He has a plan. You see how he's kind of mapping it out to them, just word by word. This is what we're going to do. This is how the shift is going to work. We need our men to sleep. He's caring. He's compassionate. That's what I'm seeing with this gentleman. I like Stacey. Y'all need to go support this man, okay? Let him finish talk, because I got some suggestions. Y'all know I'm not going to just throw stuff out there. I got some suggestions of what y'all could do out there in Dolton. But I like him. These are the people you need to listen to. You hear the plan? Stacey with the master plan.
Ask me why not do it during the storm? Because we're only going to kick it back off the road. So it's actually a waste of material.
Okay. Hey, Trustee House, did you have another question? I think I cut you off.
He's smart.
But I was letting that slide because you're the chair, so I didn't even want to. No further questions from me. Thank you.
Further question? Okay.
I have one question. So would we say everybody is versatile, that they can do multiple jobs and not just a set crew for this or that or that?
I'm trying to cross-trained. We're trying to work on cross-trained. Everybody's not cross-trained. There's some gentlemen that have been there 15, 20 years. They never got on a piece of heavy equipment. So, and some people aren't comfortable with heavy equipment because it comes with responsibility and liability. So as far as they will go, I will go. So if they want to be trained on something specific, I'm all about cross-training so that we don't have to rely on specific people for specific things because that hinders us. But then again, there are some gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen who aren't comfortable with certain things. They've never been given that privilege to do so. But I do offer it to anybody who wants to learn anything new. You want to learn how to operate or fix anything, you know, the door is open to that.
How many parts?
All right. I think she's going to go into some of the overtime. I just want to add something. This is to the working people, okay? Because I'm still a working people. Now, cross-training is nice, okay? But I advise you, only cross-train when there's a possibility of advancement and you're getting paid, okay? The more you know, the more they cross-train you, the more they work you like a slave. I'm just keeping it real. That's why when I go into places, I don't tell them everything I can do. I'll be just quiet, just watching, because once they know you could do something, they're going to burn you out. What I also like about Stacy is what he said. He said multiple, cross training is good. I promote cross training, but I don't force people to cross train. If they want to, they can. Some people are not comfortable with the heavy, equipment, these things, and then they got older crew members, so just keep that in mind when you at work, guys, and they be like, "Look, we're gonna cross train you." They going to make you work more and not pay you more. I'm just going to highlight that. Y'all know I'm a little disgruntled and shit. I be learning how to, with the system. I be like, no, I'm going to be quiet. I don't know how to do that. So I like that about Stacy. And also I want to give y'all a heads up because this is just us talking too. When things are bad at a place when they want to do shift overlapping, splitting shifts and things like that, that means that it's very short. Point blank period, and that's a problem. And it seems like Dolton has been in some type of silent crisis when it comes to the water main breaks that's been going on, the infrastructure. This has been an underlying silent crisis that the residents have been suffering through their bills. I already told you that it was lawsuits up here about the lady talking about her bill. I didn't read it, but I didn't read it to y'all, but I read it. I was like, that, it's got massive drama. She was upset, talking about her getting cut off, this, that, and the third. And maybe we'll read it on another live, but just for you guys to see what the residents go through. Y'all can focus in on what they go through. So anyway, I want to highlight those 2 points. If you're working, don't let them work you like a slave, okay? Be mindful. Get your skills, but don't let them know everything.
What timers do we have?
We have 2 part-timers.
Okay.
Also, the question, what can be done? Do we have enough manpower and enough skilled labor to cut down on using Calumet City plumbing?
Yes, we do. The thing is, in a neighborhood with this type of infrastructure, some of these repairs cannot be made by us. It has to be through a contractor. So anytime you see Calumet City as a bill, it's because we flat out couldn't do it. And it's not much that I can't do myself. So I'm pretty well-rounded with plumbing and water. So I try to teach that to the guys. But if we're using them, it's a reason. I try not to use vendors.
You try not to use what?
I try not to use vendors.
Oh, okay. So you're saying if there's something, if Calumet City's plumbing is here, even though numbers out, they're doing something that currently are not able to do.
Correct. They might be putting in a valve or replacing the valve. It might be a water main that we don't have none of the equipment to repair because the stuff is ancient. Some of the stuff been in the ground since the late 1940s and 50s. We don't have those type of material to make those type of repairs, but a plumbing company of that capacity does.
Okay. Any other questions before I move on, trustee?
One more thing. So what are they mainly repairing for us, Calumet City plumbing? Is it water main breaks or what
mostly water valves. Every once in a while it's a break because it's a water main that we can't control. They have technology that most villages don't own. That's what made them the number one in the game almost, because they bought equipment that villages just don't own.
So water valves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Valves is our biggest issue. One of our biggest issues is water valves. The valves either seized up, broken, or where they were buried when the street was resurfaced.
So definitely when that other money comes in, we definitely should be using it as for infrastructure.
We definitely do, because I'm gonna tell you the truth while I have everybody together. It's only getting worse.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, somebody.
You please.
Yeah, somebody. Okay, they're mute now.
Go ahead, Stacy.
Every year that it gets cold, the ground freezes and thaws. That's aging the main. That's how you age a water main. So every year it's getting worse. 6 years ago when I worked here, I see a difference in the water main breaks that we're having now. There's always been a lot in this neighborhood, but not to the magnitude to where somebody turns a sink on and it's just popping the main.
That's ridiculous.
I took out a few sections that we cut and I kept them so I can show you all examples one day if anybody wants to stop by of what a aged water main looks like.
Okay, absolutely. I definitely would take you up on that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think you would like to see it. It's pretty cool.
And then thank you to the entire crew for that last note. Awesome job.
We have a few more minutes. I just want to do 2 more minutes. I'm sorry. I'm over here a little bit disgusted because I'm a homeowner. And if I was going through this, I'll be pissed. Okay. And what he's saying is that, like he said, he's been in the community for 6 years and watched this get worse and worse. So it started before Henyard, but it has been getting terrible. Now, this is what I want to suggest. I want to suggest some things. Y'all know I'm going to suggest something. Then we're going to get into what the residents have to say, because I think it's like 3 residents back to back that was just getting on public works. And this is probably why this man is done, because that be a lot of their complaints about public works and what they're not doing, the trees, this, that, and the third. Now, what he was saying, cross training is really good, but suggestion, just because I can't go to the meeting, but y'all know I'm part of y'all community. Now, if I was at that meeting, I would say, hey, I know public works are having a lot of issues, okay, as far as having manpower. Also, I'm noticing that we have an increase of crime, violence. Our kids are not working. What you saying, that the ones that go to get a job for cutting lawns are high. That's all they're doing. Maybe we can give them other incentives like pre-trade schools or pre-trade programs. I know they took the trade schools out of the Black communities, but it was a reason why. It's so we wouldn't have the skills. So you guys can talk and say, hey, won't you have after school or summer training programs that they can run, Public Works can run, to start to get the kids acclimated in things that they do, things that because they make a lot of money with, especially when they work for private companies, people who could do pipe laying and all types of stuff. They make buku money, but we're not introducing that to our kids. The parents got to push their kids into the program. They got to create the program, and that will spark kids to be interested, because obviously y'all lack manpower, because y'all probably like people actually applying, people actually having the credentials. So that's where it opens up that you have these private companies coming in and they have to get paid. And I think they're not getting paid. Okay. They're picking and choosing who gets paid in this company, possibly who they said that Camelin City plumbing, they may not be getting paid. I'm gonna look through some of the Dolton meetings, because you know they come up there and be complaining about not getting paid, but they may be one of the vendors. Okay. And I think this is why Stacy flipped on Henyard, allegedly. It just had that little because I'm like, what's wrong with my young man? She was just bigging him up and everything. Let me see if he can say something about this overtime, because I heard it. I heard it. He said shots fired to the police. The police department. And I think, I don't think Henyard likes Stacy anymore.
I seen it when I came out. So awesome job. Kudos to the Public Works Department.
They did. They rocked and rolled. It was very clean.
Yes, they did.
And
Yeah,
they don't complain.
my street was clean, so kudos.
My street wasn't clean. No.
Well, mine was clean and salty.
It's gonna be clean this time, trustee.
Thank you, though. Really appreciate it.
I got a question.
Go ahead, trustee. Norwood.
Just for clarification purposes, because I know we're about to run into a storm. Do we remove the snow from alleys, Public Works, or no?
That is very, very, very touchy. So of course, I don't like to turn people down. In this event of this storm, since there are a number of garages that face the alley, once we get through with streets and side blocks, if there's an alley that we feel that is accessible, we will attempt to run something down the middle of the alley. But that's not saying everybody's alley is going to get that service. Exactly. Some of them are just so impassable that we're going to do nothing but either get stuck or damage the blade on the truck.
Gotcha. Now, one last question. For emergency purposes for residents, what number should they dial? I know it's normally they have some issues. What is the emergency number for Public Works?
Let me get it out my phone for you. There is a dispatch number that was never.
Wait, y'all, I'm trying to get to where he throws shots at the popo. Hold on. No, I heard it.
To the public, I don't know why, but it is 708-201-3240. And that's 708-201-3240. And that's a 24-hour dispatch. And what they do is you call them and they call me and I dish it out. It doesn't matter what the hour is.
I'll share the news. Thank you. I like it.
No problem.
Any other questions before we move on?
Nope.
All right. So next agenda item, update on equipment in Public Works. I put this on the agenda because many. Hold on. You know what? I'm still looking for William.
I think I missed it. It must be in another one. Well, basically what he said I'm gonna just say what he said. They asked him about the overtime, and he said, "No, we're not. We don't do our things like the police department." I was like, "Shots fired!" Oh shit! And Henyard probably didn't like that. I just had to add that because I know that's what he said, but I'm not about to go through all those clips. Now, I want you guys to hear a little bit from the actual residents. We probably played 2 or 3 of them, and they come in hot. Look at my eyebrows. Sorry, I looked at the picture. My eyebrows was like this and shit, like one up, one down. I'm gonna kill this Indian lady. Got my damn eyebrows like. Ugh. I'm sorry, y'all. My eyebrows was like up, down and shit. I was thinking too hard. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so conscious about my eyebrows. Y'all should have saw it earlier. Those just was dark, looking like Ronald McDonald. And mind you guys, I never get my eyebrows done. Wait, before I show this video, I'm talking about my daggone eyebrows. Let's get to the comments. When you feel self-conscious. All right. Where did we stop at? He just works for a crappy boss. Where let me get back to the top where I was at. Money Boy Trey. Stacy gives me someone who actually wants to do the work, but it's too chaotic. With Doo Bird too. God is love. You funny. Why you gonna call her Doo Bird? He said Stacy gives me someone who actually wants to do the work, but it's too chaotic with Doo Bird Tiff. Yes, I agree. That's how I was like, what's going on? He's such a young man. You see how he's like, he's on point. That's what I'm talking about. Come up with a plan. Like, we may not be able to go down these alleys. We're not going to we may mess up our blade, but we're going to try to, this, that, and the third. He's on task. These are the type of people you need to look for to get in these positions, not someone who's giving you a lot of mouth service, a lot of making you laugh and things like that, and giving you trinkets. After a certain point, I will hate working in that chaos. If she truly cares, she would step down because it's too contentious. Taking administrative leave with pay. I agree. God is love. She ain't gonna do that. And the person said, God is love. I think Tiffany tricked the trustees with some deals when she first became mayor and used the power against them now because she got jammed up. You know what? I thank you for bringing that up, Mr. Johnson. You know what? I was thinking that was one of my notes. I was like, y'all remember the last live I did? And I'll be reading into stuff. And she was saying, the guy was saying, Mr. KP was like, yeah, I was looking at all those bonuses and I know who got those bonuses. Like, they about to start throwing people under the bus when I said snitches get stitches. But we don't know who got the bonuses. They still petitioning everything. And I would think the FBI is going to come out with more than anybody. I will hope so. But like I said, with the FBI, I just hope they do us right. I know they could get the information, but they just better do us right. If Johnson House goes to the mayor, he's next to step up more. Who is that? Jason House. I'm sorry, I said Johnson. Oh shit. If Jason House goes to be mayor, he's next to step up more. Yes, I support Jason House. I do. I think he's a nice and sweet, sincere guy. I do think that he just makes sure that his spine is strong and not get run over. I can see a little bit too niceness in him. Make sure that he sticks to what he believes in and come in with good questions. Sometimes I have watched videos with Mr. House. I love him. I love his heart, but he be confused too, especially coming with the finance question. He was confused with some of the things, and especially we showed it like he was little. I was like, there, he got the confused face. But that could happen too because Tiffany is not giving them a heads up of the information they need. So I'm just gonna give it like that because he didn't know what questions that. I'm like, then he kind of okay. But it could be, I'll be watching stuff. So Stacy seems well, but he can only go so far because of the Super Mayor Tiffany. Yes. Stacy seems solid. The bad that we don't know the date of this trustee meeting. Miss Grace isn't reading the chat. I'm going to stop. I want to be able to be on point. I'm going to give you the date. It's got to be a way I got to do stuff because I got to stay on task, y'all. I get distracted. Y'all see how I start talking about my eyebrows and stop it. I got to the chat. This meeting was 2 years ago. It doesn't have a date. It's Public Works meeting. It was only 393 views. I will put it at the bottom for you. Don't treat me like that. Tell me she ain't reading. Give me a second. Shit, I'll get it together. I'm still learning, still learning how to stream and, just be active with you guys. I'm used to just talking to people, putting my documentaries out, those type of stuff. Okay. So let's get to it. I hope that Tiffany knows that she's under investigation, will stop her thievery. But I agree with you. She's not going to stop until she has to. This is Valerie Fisher. Damn, that means Tiffany's a little slow. Shit, that's a dumb criminal. Come on, if you want to do it right, baby. I ain't telling y'all be criminals, but damn. Okay, that don't make no sense. Y'all ain't got no hope in that girl. Y'all must have went to school with her. She a little slow. God is love, or definitely never want a job working with her. Okay. Sugar Pudding Keith Freeman is in the disposition called the Henry Administrative Chaotic. Despite several approvals for payment, the Delgado Law Group has still not been paid since January 2022. That's what, and the other gentleman that she's trying to stop him from getting paid. She's mad because that other gentleman works with the trustee. I forgot his name. I was trying to figure out what lawyer is that. But Delgado, he's not playing with her. At the end of the Pablo case, he withdraws himself from the case because they're not getting paid. His lawyer said that financially is a problem. So Tiffany is not paying a lot of people. I wonder what she's doing. You think she's sending the overseas bank account about to get up out of here or something? Tiffany about to disappear on them. I'm just playing. What's she doing with all the money if you're not paying the correct people, at least to protect you, or at least to keep things functionable in the community to make it look like you're doing your thing? What the hell is she doing? That's why. Shut up, Grace. I was about to say something. All right. So I'm finished reading the chat, but y'all gotta watch the video. Sometimes her eyes be like this. I'd be like, yo, what's up with her? She on that E? Y'all know I listen. My nursing skills kick in. I'll be like, what the hell wrong with her? I'd be straight and low. Y'all ain't peeped that. Sometimes it look olive at the top. Pay attention. That's one of the things you'll know when somebody high, because it get flat. Her eyes get flat. No, I ain't saying she get high, but it just be looking different. Where the money going, Tiffany? Okay, I'm sorry. That's allegedly. I'm not throwing nothing out there. Y'all probably know a little bit more than me. My intuition just telling me. The eyes tell me something. Pick it up. Next. Okay, exactly. They are confused because they don't get the information. However, YouTube have been able to get financial information. Why can't the trustees? I think, look, I got quiet. I don't know. I know that some of the people from Thornton Township has went on the Compters website, and they know how to research this stuff. They know how to look up the public information. Maybe the trustees just trying to go the route that they know. Put it on the platform that we have access to be able to pull it up, and we're not going to go hunt for it. That's all I could probably say, why they can't get it, why they not getting it. But at this point, that's where the resources should go, not to a public figure who's causing me more chaos. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna mind my business. I'll get a private investigator or petition, have people like what's going on. Obviously, some of their freedom of information requests is going through. You got to think. I do guerrilla warfare. How about that? Let me teach y'all about a little bit of guerrilla warfare. You got to take it to the streets. You can't always do shit in front of everybody. You got to take a whole glass and shut the hell up. Get some people who are skilled and get those paperwork pulled. Like this one guy. I got distracted, but we're going to watch you see how I be getting distracted, y'all? But I'll be giving y'all some suggestions. I'll be watching this national park thing where people be missing in national park. And it was Yosemite Park, over a lot of people, over 100 people in 1 year. So the guy kept trying to petition all of the cases, and they stopped him. They tried to charge him hundreds of thousands of dollars because he was exposing something that wasn't right. But what he was doing was getting his audience to petition and get some of the cases. So he was still able to get cases every so often because they didn't know it was his ass. Guerrilla warfare. Okay? We got to go under a little bit, not over into the limelight, because that is control. You didn't know that? Okay. So anyway, let's keep it going. Stacey appears to be serious about his job. Stacey also sees the BS that Tiff is about. Yes, he does. So I wanted to highlight that. If y'all know him, give him love and blessings. Please, if the people out there trying to fix y'all broken pipes that just break when y'all cut it on, give them a break. Talk to them with respect, with love. Give them support. This is a community thing. And obviously you're seeing where the dysfunction and the chaos is trickling down at. Keep your focus there, please, Dolton. So I wanted to highlight him. Now let's highlight some of the residents and they complain because they go off. I got to get that sound effect. Go off. Let me let them go off for a little about two of them go off, and then we're going to do the case read. We're going to get into Miss Karen Johnson. She is an individual that is suing the village of Dolton. They was filed on 3/13/2024, and it seems like she has connected to the Public Works Department. So we're going to talk about that. Maybe we can get into what she went through in her experience. How about that? Please hit the like button if you like what I do here. I appreciate you guys. Y'all being interactive. Kind of stop making me nervous and stuff. I get nervous. That's why I was like, she ain't reading the chat. Give me a second. I get my life together, start talking about my eyebrows and shit. Come on, let's go. I got it on the screen. Let's go. Hope you guys have a good day. And I do apologize. I'm trying to stop cursing. That's why I didn't go on live yesterday either. I was in rare mode. I was feeling some type of way. I kept dropping bombs and bombs. I was like, I'm not about to go up there and be dysfunctional. So I'm going to keep it real. Sometimes I get in rare mode. I be cracking jokes, doing too much. And I'm like, wait, I ain't going to go up there because I'm going to just be going off. So that's probably why I didn't go live yesterday. And I'm going to put on my community page what I was working on. I got to give a tribute to my uncle who passed away, who was a federal agent. His birthday's coming up. So I was doing a little tribute to him.
What information did you provide in regards to donations? If someone wants to donate,
They can donate it here to the village hall or Thornton Township.
Shut up.
Okay.
And they can just leave it up here with their.
You can't imagine.
Let's get to this first lady.
You can't imagine how many phone calls I got. I really had a whole itinerary, but since so many things was touched on here, I'm gonna start with what Holmes said. Now these seniors.
Hold on, y'all. So somebody said she didn't tell the date. This was June 6, 2022. Okay.
I get a lot of calls from my seniors, and more than you all want to know, and more than I care to share with you all. Because the bottom line is, I get too many calls from people that you all should get calls from. Plain and simple. That is the bottom line. And with me doing what I've been doing in this community for all the years that I've been here, being as proactive as I've been, and I was doing that before I came here. I came from the city of Chicago. I was raised on 79th Street.
That's right.
And we always had to give back. And we always had to be right. But when y'all keep using that word elected officials, do the rest of y'all know you are referring to yourselves too? So anytime that you are referring to an elected official, stand in the mirror this evening and realize that you are also speaking about yourself. And at this point, you are absolutely right. We aren't taking it anymore. The people of Dolton, and with me being a human rights activist, and I care about a lot of rights out here, we aren't taking it anymore, period. And we're not going to utilize their taxpayers' dollars, because we're going to get people to help us get ours together in a court of law for you all, since you all spending a lot of time and money wanting to remove things. You're not removing anything that we need removed out of our community. You're removing people from jobs. They got roofs over their head. They got mortgages too. See, some of them things got to be taken into consideration, because you just can't keep playing pawns with people. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a rarity. I rarely speak about police officers. I got my timer. I'm not going to do that tonight. I got my own time on, and this is a rarity. I rarely speak about our police officer. How Officer Hopper told my son he needed to go back to school and be re-educated. I say he need to go back and go to sensitivity training with these landlords. Whoever got the committee for these landlords, I'm volunteering to be that mandatory landlord liaison that y'all couldn't seem to get together, because I done caused some crap out here. When I put in complaints in this housing department, they go nowhere. So y'all got a lot of nerve to complain about what don't get to y'all, because I done put in so many complaints that now they're at the U.S. State's Attorney's Office. Mm. So stop playing with me, a citizen, a resident, a taxpayer, a tenant, and a human being. The bottom line is I came off my agenda today. because of you all. And I'm at the point, I'm not going to be disrespected by none of you all because I show you all an abundance of respect from day one. And that's before any of you all know. When I call you all, you need to start answering the phone because I will start issuing subpoenas. Y'all got a lot of numbers.
That's crazy. So she's saying she even called the state attorney general office sending letters about this. They have been trying. So I was asking, what is the resident doing? Are they writing letters to these people, to people who are in their state? This is why the feds has to come in. They have to come in, and then you're gonna get somebody else who was a state representative to investigator. I'm gonna leave that. I keep talking about it. I just don't feel comfortable with Lori Lightfoot. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna keep saying it. I really don't. And Dolton has so much infrastructure issues and things going on that really need to be focused on, and those bills get paid and get caught up. Right now is that main thing. First thing they have to do is financially figure out what's going on. Two, secondly, figure out what's going on with Andrew Holmes. We all have to ask this question. Why is he not locked up? What is going on? How is he in the last meeting in the popo right there? And thick leg Lacey ass right there. And he right there sitting there quiet the whole time. Why? These are the questions we need to ask. He needs to be locked up, charged with something if the allegations is, and even it, they got to be cameras. They have to be cameras in the hotel. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted, y'all, because it's just ridiculous. It has to be cameras in the hotel for them to see what happened to this young lady. There's cameras all over. They had to see her maybe be incapacitated or whatever, strangling in his room, whatever. At this time, what is going on the state level? On the state level, Las Vegas, what are they doing? So I hope we get an update on that because we had a little bit of information. You know, I put that out there before Jedediah was coming on YouTube of his live where he was out there trying to get the police report. I know they got a lot of stuff. Allegedly, he's working with, the FBI. I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm gonna just shut up. I'm a lonesome dove. I'm a person that's like, I'm more for the, like, let us do it grassroots, but whatever works for everybody, as long as the end result is truthful and it's honest, and it's transparent and it's not going to be washed under the rug, then I'm down for whatever resources come. But like I said, I'm more so on grassroots. Y'all having the knowledge to continue to put the paperwork in there, continue to make the phone calls. I haven't heard anything about the bill 4488 being actually in law. So I put that in the community page. These are the things that we should pay attention. Keep pushing. Post a call. That was brought to our attention. Just keep pushing, Dolton, okay? And let's put another resident up there, and I think she go in a little bit more than her. And then we're going to get to the case.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I stay on 143rd and Dante. So I'm going back 6 years. Since I've been here 6 years, my basement has flooded twice. I have put in a complaint myself up here 6 times. No one has came out. There's a hole. It's only 2 sewer tops on our. I went with Andrew home here. Gave me the information. I've sent it up here. 2 sewer tops on our block. One on my side, one on the other side. So when it rains, I have to take a shovel and pick up the leaves so that our block won't flood. But I'm the only house that it floods. This hole that y'all call yourself Big C, you can't put a Band-Aid on it. I called the contractor out there. They have to dig that sewer top up, replace it, lift it up so that I can go into my driveway. Because my truck, I have to go slow to go into my driveway. This is the 6th complaint. So therefore, I fought every last one of y'all up there saying that y'all not getting this information. No, you're not doing anything with it. And I have not been here yet because I don't want my Holy Spirit or Shundo to come acting up. Andre, know me. I'm coming today because it's getting deeper. So the trees are blocked. The concrete, you're right, it's 2 big trees. The concrete is jacked up. We can barely shovel because the concrete is messed up. Y'all are not doing y'all job. Y'all sitting up here getting a paycheck and not take care of us. And as far as the taxes, my taxes went up 35%.
Oh my God.
When I moved here, my mortgage was $1,100. It went down to $967. Now my low mortgage is $1,598.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm passing out. Oh my God. No. Did you see what I'm saying? I'm sorry. This is what I talk about on Secure Your Energy Primetime Home Buyers and why we have to be educated about the insurance companies that we use for our home, the taxes, why I always appeal my damn taxes, no matter if I don't know how or why I'm going to do it. I'm just doing it because it's going up all the time. She said she's probably been paying her mortgage for years, people. And it takes a while for you to get your mortgage down to $900, whatever. And you telling me just because of taxes, it went up to $1,500? That lady could be retired. She could be on a fixed income. That at this point, that's why I say buying houses through home loans can be a death note because you're going to be paying for the rest of your life. But at least you look forward for the payments to go down. You know, after 10 years, it go down a good amount. And then after another 15 years, it go a good amount. If y'all know how mortgage payments break down. Okay. She didn't even get the capability to enjoy that because the taxes has been going up. That is, that hurts my heart. Okay. Now, also, let me tell you this. Right here, this becomes an issue for the residents because if you have a water main break that the city knows that it's an issue, they went out there several times to fix it, and it's causing your property to flood and things. You as a homeowner, you have the right to call your insurance company, right? But your insurance company has the right to say, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Y'all like my singing? I told you songs be coming into my head. They would say no because this is a city problem. They see that the city had numerous problems, numerous times to fix it. They're patching it up. They're going to say, you deal with the city, your insurance. And then if they do fix it, or even if they don't, guess what's going to go up? Guess what's going to happen, Peggy? Your policy is going to go up. That's why people's policy is going up. People policy goes up, insurance, be it car or home insurance, based on the liabilities in the city, in the area. Let me give you an example. This is what she's doing is literally costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's trickling into these people's pockets. So y'all can understand. I know numbers. I know insurance. This is bad. So you have the insurance going up because what happened is based on, as I say, your risk factor. So what happened when I moved to Georgia? I moved from Georgia to Jersey. Jersey is known for carjack city. Okay, carjackings, car thieves, insurance through the roof, that type of stuff. So I'm like, cool. When I moved to Georgia, my insurance was cut in half. I was happy, you know, even if I had all those tickets in Jersey. 4 or 5 years later, my insurance is even more than, it's probably about the same amount that I was paying in Jersey years ago, just because of the car accidents out here in Atlanta, how many people moved here. And they sent me another increase talking about, well, you know, based on inflation, we have to increase your insurance $220. And I talked to my insurance company, this brought somebody, it's only $13 a month. I don't care. Who are you to tell me what's $13 a month? I know I'm going to the left. Dolton residents, I feel you. So you gotta, now your insurance policy is going up because of the risk factors that's inside of the community, and i.e. their risk factors for their home insurance is now these mains and broken pipes that has been, how we say, Band-Aid as what let me get his name correctly. You know, I like the dude. He's my guy, Stacy. Mr. Stacy said this has been patched up at least 15 times. And now we don't even have the equipment to fix it. So now we have to have a third party to fix it, paying more money out of our budget that we already at 67% of. Let's finish listening to the lady. Does that make sense, y'all? That's why I'm a little passionate about this. I'm passionate because I understand that I'll be ready to, I ain't going to argue with you. And we're going to figure out what's going on. And you're going to do me right. That's just ridiculous. I would have been so happy my mortgage down $900 and then $1,500. I would have had a fit.
Y'all talking about $26 million? First of all, the budget should be done the year before. I work in finance, not the physical year.
Thank you.
That you're supposed to have a budget structure. It's the year before. We should be talking about next year.
Thank you.
Next year. So every last one of y'all on this board are for it. Not just her. She is the leader, but y'all are I have never, I manage a
1 minute remaining.
pharmacy. So that's like $10 million. Y'all cannot sit up here and fault her. Every last one of y'all are at fault because every last one of y'all have a responsibility and a job to do what needs to be done for the citizens of this community. And y'all not doing that. None of y'all. And
look, y'all see me like back here scratching my head, like, I love the trustees. I love them. I got mad love, but y'all know we're gonna say the good, bad, and the ugly. I agree with some of the things she's saying because, like they said in the chat, why can't the trustees get this information, but you have YouTubers getting this information? As I said, I think that a lot of the energy has been focused on the contentiousness between them, going back and forth with Henyard, and they was not strategizing in regards to getting this information, representing it correctly sometimes in front of the people. It's just real is real. And I know it's because you guys was upset. That's why when I talk on my live, I talk to the trustees and say, baby, woosah. You know what I'm saying? Just woosah, because it's work. This is a work environment, and this work environment consists of people's livelihoods on the line. That's why I understand what you go through, because I do the same thing. People's life is on the line. So I'm not coming in because acting like a fool when I know that my boss is the devil. The whole fucking hospital is the devil. But what I'm doing, I'm gonna do my best for the people I'm taking care of, giving most evidence-based information, and that's what you guys should do. So it's true what she's saying. I think you got to push more to figure out how to get resources on your own. The same petitioning that the YouTubers are figuring this out and getting financial information. You should do that as well and put the pieces together as well. So I can't be mad at her because what she's saying is correct. Y'all talking about budget of this year. It's supposed to be budget of last year. But if you can't get it from her, how do you get it? Forensic audits. You got the FBI. Oh, also, this is what I was saying. I had to go back to what Kiana Belcher said. Kiana was like, they was like, okay, when they were talking about the investigation with Lori Lightfoot, they was like, so how would y'all get this information? What are you going to do? She said something to the nature of suing, a lawsuit. I got to get quiet. No. Y'all could do a lawsuit now to petition this shit without Miss Lori Lightfoot. Please tell me what she going to do. Please tell me what she's bringing to the table, y'all. I love it. I really want to have this conversation with somebody, and I need y'all to show me what she's going to bring to the table that another investigator cannot, or what y'all been doing on YouTube can't get. And I'm going to move forward.
Y'all bickering and backing like children?
Mm-hmm.
That is so incompetent of who's on the board. Yes, look confused, baby. And I'm also ordained minister to Atkinson. I go back with him.
Hey, y'all, could somebody educate me too? This is a sidebar. What's an ordained minister? Please tell me, because I had this young lady. She's so nice, but she threw me off because she was like, yeah, I'm being ordained. And then somebody asked her what she's being ordained for. She was like, I don't know. Everybody in my family get ordained. So please educate me, y'all. Because when you say that, I'll be like, what does that mean? Like, you say all your cousins got ordained. And what the hell are they doing? Excuse me. What are they doing? That's another thing we have to do. We got to live outside of the church, y'all. Live in our heart. Okay? That don't mean nothing. I love her, but I just wanted to ask that because they're so funny. I was like, what do ordain mean when this lady don't even know what she's being ordained for? So tell me, educate me, y'all.
He have gave me the number to call many of times, and y'all have not did y'all work. So I am very displeased with each and every one of y'all sitting up there making 5 figures and they not going to this community. But God bless you all.
All right. I'm going to stop right there, y'all. Let's see. Somebody else? What she about to say?
Well, I guess she said enough of my displeasure as well. Everybody else said enough. This is Miss Bird. This is Miss McGowan. I know you know me, Dickman, and I know
Let's see.
You know me too. We both have been in this community for over 30 years, okay? I remember when it was Mayor Pet, I think it was at that time. And we had some dissolution with him as well. And I've seen through the previous course of the years with the mayors and all of that, it's the same issue I feel that we're addressing each time. Our concerns and issues are not being addressed, and I'm tired. We go through the process. You tell us to fill out a form. We go up here, we tell you to take care of this. It's not happening. We are sitting, have a abandoned property that's sandwiched in between both of our homes. It's deplorable. It's insulting. It's terrible. We have pictures. A tree fell down in the backyard. The trunk is still there. It looks like a forest preserve in between the two. And you say to care about Dolton? Who would buy our homes with having to look over the fence at that property?
Right.
Now, we contact you guys. You come out, you cut the grass. But every time I tell you, please address the back, you don't do it. You don't do it. Now, I have 2 properties, so really, I'm paying double property taxes for this poor service here from this community, okay? And the tenant I had there, she's a very good tenant, been there 11 years, but I'm tired because I'm tired now. I only have to take care of my property because I'm a good Dolton resident, but I have to take care of the abandoned property next door to me.
To make it look.
So she had to look at this piece of crap, and I have to look at it. Enough is enough. I'm old, I'm retired. I shouldn't be having to not only mow my grass, I gotta mow the abandoned property's grass too. And look at the back. What makes it so bad, everything, I don't even have a tree.
1 minute remaining.
I don't even have a tree.
Let's stop right here. We're gonna stop right there. I'm gonna be putting a video together of major complaints of the residents this week. Okay, I'm gonna be dropping videos, so I won't be live this week. So please hit the like button, hit the subscribe and the notification so y'all can get these videos that I put through. But what she's saying is what I can understand, because that was what was going on north. We have crack houses next to residents who's been there, and it's deplorable. I'm talking about mouses coming out of it, they still in the pipes, all types of stuff going on. And they had to take the residents to reseal it, lock it up, try to protect it because it was crackheads going there. They were breaking into people's houses. This leads to stuff, y'all. This leads to more stuff. And they have access to these abandoned houses. And on top of it, the price value of the homes go down. It goes down. It's based on comparables. That's some of the things to talk about on Primetime Home Buyers. I got to tell y'all, yes, we talk about comparables, comps, when you're trying to sell your property for you to get a good fair market value evaluation appraisal. If you think that they trying to not give you a good appraisal, that's some of the things that I talk about. But what that goes to say, when you have homes like that, though, your value go down. It goes down. I may have a surprise for y'all tomorrow evening. It's going to be one of the lives I do tomorrow about something about the real estate. Okay, we're going to get into it a little bit because I've been watching what's been going on as far as what they're doing with the real estate. And I just have some questions, and then I have some perspectives that I want to share with you guys in regards to that. So we're going to get into that tomorrow, possibly, and because I got some questions, because Chicago been doing some weird shit with their property. You see what I'm saying? And it's not correct. It's not correct. So now what we're going to do is get into the case read. If you can handle it, we're an hour and a half into the broadcast, and this is going to be split up into 2 parts or 3 parts. So this is going to be the last part where we actually do just the case read. Y'all going to see this upload. So if y'all can't stand the rain to be here another hour and a half, it is okay. This case is going to highlight Karen Johnson's versus the Village of Dolton. Let me get back to the comments before we get to that. And I'm doing good getting back to the comments, guys. I'm trying. The Village of Dolton should have ordinance in place that will limit the mayor's authority. And that's what they're doing now. That's what they did at the last meeting, where they put a signature of they always talk. What did he call her? I forgot. They added another one of the trustees' signature to a document when it came to loans application. Okay. So yeah, they're trying to put checks and balance systems, and that's what I will give to the trustees right now. They are trying to strategize. Y'all been watching Grace Leroy over here. We talking about they strategize. We can't be yelling. We gotta think. We gotta think like Mr. Stacy. If like they say something, we saying this. Okay, so that's what they're doing. They're like, all right, we're gonna get this through today. We're gonna get this. We're gonna knock her off there. Now I'm seeing it, trustees. Keep doing your thing. Let's not forget, several people are suing because they don't honor FOIA requests. They use they used to, but now they give the runaround. Yes, they do. Somebody getting something. Somebody's getting something, and you don't only have to go to the village of Dolton to get it. Like what you saw, the gentleman went to the comptroller's website. The comptroller is another regulatory body that gets information about government officials, and you can complain about business on the comptroller. I know they don't got a lot of money right now. It's called the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade Commission is who you talk to when you have issues with businesses who's crooked, government who's crooked. That's where they go, So they went there and got paperwork. So you don't only have to go through Dolton, because they are supposed to submit their paperwork under other authorities by a certain time. This has to be happening some way, somehow. Listen, don't take no for an answer. Always go through the back door. But no, they're not honoring them, and that's just causing more money for Dolton to lose. The village has to sue for financial information. The trustees did that and still weren't given the information. AG gave her a deadline in March and did not go in. It did not do it. WGN just filed a lawsuit. Keep on. Don't stop. Keep on. So how is Lightfoot gonna get it? Y'all gonna tell me that in the comment? Please, nobody talking about that. They were like, we ain't touching that shit, because people support Lightfoot. Well, I got questions. I'm the person in the family asking questions, how this gonna logically work. Why do we need her? This, that, and the third. Let's go. Illinois as a whole should be investigated for the amount of property taxes and residents have to pay. Yes, exactly. And that's why they pushed them out of their home. Gentrification happened out there. And that's why they have these dollar deals for people. They're so bad in Chicago. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow, is these dollar deals. And that is what I think Tiffany wanted to get into some way. And I got clips of her and the trustees arguing, because Brittany was like, we got land banks. We got our own things that we can deal with. Like, let me give you an example. They don't need to buy anything. Okay. Now, I learned this from investing in tax liens and tax deeds. What happens at the tax lien sale is, if we don't invest in the tax lien as investors, the lien that's on the property, it actually stays into the hands of the county. Now, as it advances and these people do not pay their taxes and it's sitting there, it can advance to a deed, which turns to a levy. Once they levy the property, that property actually belongs to the county until they can get it sold. Counties don't want a reservoir of homes, so that's going to lower the price value. You don't have investors. The property's going down and being destroyed. No one's maintaining it. So they have incentives, like allegedly the dollar sell, which is people really not getting into, because of all the corruption that's happening in Illinois, Chicago area. You can't buy a home and it's not safe. You go try to get it fixed up and they stealing all the copper damn pipes out of it. So it's more things that need to be fixed before you're even going to get people to invest. So anyway, what ended up happening is that these are in the holding of the county. Why the hell did the county need to buy more properties? Can anybody answer that? That's what I'm here to talk about. I don't know. Y'all don't know a lot about tax liens and tax deed investments and how these properties actually get back into the hands of the county. As tax lien investors, we're helping get that property back out into the market. So if it's not, it's sitting there, and the county could then take that property and put it into equal opportunity zones, what they call the TIF Act. Does that make sense? Because we went into the TIF Act when they were talking about, I was like, what's going on with this lawsuit that they have, and trying to build up the area with this big old, I guess it was supposed to be a mall, and somehow it didn't happen. Yeah, I remember we read that. That's under the TIF. That was a property. That's a private property that somebody possibly lost. And now Dolton owns it. And now they were trying to do something with it. So does that make sense? So the question is, and I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. Why the hell is, because I sound like Tiffany, trying to buy property, get the trustees to buy properties. We're going to show the clip tomorrow of Brittany highlighting. We could get it from the land bank. What are you talking about? So is Tiffany trying to pull another heist and get more property that she's not even maintaining? That says a lot. Please like and hit the please hit the like button. Thank you, Valerie. Valerie, you about to get a wrench. You're gonna be the second person to get a wrench. I love you. Thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate it. This ain't my platform. This is your platform. And actually it's God's. I'll be praying. I'm like, God, just guide me. You know I'm a renegade. I'm about to probably say the wrong shit, but all I'm trying to do is just wake the people up. All I want you guys is to think for yourself, but it got to be critically think. When we have powwows in my family, we don't agree, but we get to the end result. We knock out all the BS, and then we just stay focused. So that's why we on this platform. Steve is crazy. Please hit the like button. 154 viewers, 73 likes. Let's encourage Grace by hitting the like button. Yes, thank you so much. You're making me blush. I love you, Val. You about to get a wrench. A wrench. Y'all see? Oh shit! I started dancing again. Okay, you have a licensed minister in. Okay, let's get to it because educate me. You have a licensed minister and an ordained minister. Ordained minister is sanctioned by the church to perform weddings, funerals, communion services, and so on. When licensed ministers cannot. Okay, I thank you. You educated me. I didn't. I'm thinking y'all saw a shoot. My thing is, how you gonna do that? Don't you got to be holy, holy? Why you need it? You gotta be holy, holy. You over there consecrated marriages and things like that. But I'm not gonna talk about no religious stuff. Thank you for educating me because it made me fall back from that lady. I was like, I like you, girl, but you supposed to be running this ministry, talking about women empowerment, and you getting ordained. Don't know what you're getting ordained for, girl. Okay, I love you, girl. Anyway, the trustees need to get rid of their legal counsel, Bert Odelson. That's his name, Bert. Why? Why do they need to get rid of him? Tell me why. Let me know what's going on. Why y'all need to get rid of him? Then you're going to get a lot of people buying these homes from out of the state really cheap and making them rentals. Talk about it, Steve. That's called gentrification. And that's why we have inflation going on. One of the things that's happening in Georgia, over 30% of the market has went to private investors. That's why nobody can afford an apartment now. Right now, I could literally rent the home that I'm in for like $1,700, $22,000 for no reason. It shouldn't be like that. It does not make any sense. And now we have people who, one, they're not making the money to even qualify for some of the rules and regulations. Let's get into it, Steve. We got these private investors coming in there, and the rules and regulations they set up is you got to have good credit. You got to make 3 times as much as the money. You got to do this, you got to that. And most people can't. That's why my kids is still in my house. I love them, though. We're going to be stuck forever. I'm going to do it just like how we did it back in the day. We all cohabitate for years and shit till we get out of this rut. I be talking to I want my kids to be doing like, because at my age, when I was 18, I moved out. I was on my own. I had my own stuff. So maybe I still have that false hope that that's supposed to happen now. But it's not because they can't financially handle this shit, because especially out here, there's no way. So thank you, Steve, for bringing that up, because that's how gentrification happened. Then you have Mr. Johnson. Tiffany's being supervisor over the municipality of the township since 2025. Municipality of the township to 2025. Taxes going to be rough for them. Okay, I agree. Bert is using the trustees, but he all they got now. Why is he using them? Because he's mad? Tell me a little bit more, y'all. How are you using them? I thought he was educating them on some of the things that they're supposed to know to be able to stand up for. All right, Mr. Johnson, you will get a hall pass to come up here and tell me what you're talking about. All right. Tiffany hires and contracts those that she can benefit from. They are all in cahoots. Thank you, Valerie. I appreciate y'all. I bet Tiffany is exempt from taxes. by her living with her mama. Shut up. She live with, she got a mama? She ain't got no mama. I ain't gonna talk about Tiffany mama because ain't nobody and they right mama let their kid run a damn muck like that. I even tell my kids like, no, you off the hook. Please, 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 please. They gonna come over and kill us. Stop. She live with her mama? No way. Or she live with her boyfriend and his wife. Which one? Allegedly. That's good representation, right? Good representation, Tiffany. Good job. I don't like it. Now, let's get to it. This is, we probably don't read the full 20 page. Most likely I can. I can get through it. I got the energy for it. This is Karen Johnson versus the Village of Dolton Municipality, Tiffany Henyard, and Keith Freeman, Funk itself, the administrator of Dolton. Yes, I'm going to say that too. To you, Keith, because you a dirty, rotten scoundrel. You're going to get it. And you think that you're going to hide what Tiffany have done because you got perks and you came in there and did nothing. You did nothing. You don't know nothing. You ain't do nothing. You didn't enforce no administrative actions with communication. You don't know what checks been out. You sorry. You're sorry, Keith. You're sorry. I did not tell y'all when I was looking at his face. I was like, that's a face of a liar. I know a liar sitting there like this, holding your chin up and just smack you down. You heard that smack? Oh, that was a Haitian smack. That was loud. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so the nature of the action. This is a federal question action involving claims under 28 USC, allegations of violation of the First and the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America, common law under Illinois law. Okay, so remember, I want you guys to understand any case starts with violation of the Constitution. Okay, that's the basis of law. So let's get into it. They got the parties here, which is Karen Johnson, Village of Dolton, Tiffany Henyard, and Keith Freeman only. Know the jurisdiction, the facts. Let's get to the facts. Johnson's been working for Dolton in or around May 17, 2021 as an administrative assistant in the Public Works Department. As administrative assistant, Johnson was responsible for receiving and responding to customer service phone calls and visitors to Dolton Public Works Department, providing information and directing to appropriate staff members. Johnson did most of her work on a computer while at her desk, a computer terminal, which was also frequently used by other employees to place lunch orders. Okay, that must mean something. Okay, while employed by Dolton, Johnson was dedicated employee that enjoyed the work she did, and she planned to stay with Dolton for the remainder of her career. Johnson has worked hard to earn and maintain a good personal professional relationship as a public servant, and a result enjoys a good personal and professional reputation as a public servant in the community. Henyard was elected on as mayor on April 6, 2021. In her first year as mayor, they're going to highlight this. Trustee of the Dolton Valley Village Board accused Henyard of spending public funds without board approval, violating policy regarding hearings, and firing employees, using village police as personal security, and ignoring freedom of information requests. All of that right there in one lawsuit. That's what I like. Put it on paper because this is going to be forever on her record. You see what I'm saying? All of that. Henyard was also accused of conflict of interest after she was elected March 2022 by the Thornton Township Board to serve as the town supervisor. As such, April 2020, the trustees of Dolton Board initiate the effort to recall Mayor Tiffany Henyard by voting in favor to place 2 referendums on the ballot for the election on June 2022. The referendum would have enabled the recall of Henyard. Both referendum passed on election night, but results were later found invalid by a judge. So we know that happened. We're going to highlight that. They fought to get her out of there. And who was this judge? You see why I don't do politics and why I'm not about to play? Who was this judge? Why you turn it over, sir? because people work together, and people already saying that she protected allegedly. That's how she could get away with all of this hoot-nah and shenanigans against the people for almost 3 years. Talking about she just got elected. It's only been 3.5 years. That's KP. 3.5 years of hell for the residents, as you hear, and money they losing, and increased spending. You know he don't know money. So at various times between April 2020 and June 2022 elections for the referendum, Henyard asked Dolton employees to campaign on Henyard's behalf and go door to door and make phone calls to Dolton residents while at work and during work hours in an attempt to persuade Dolton residents to vote against the recall. It's in the records. That's against the law. That's against the law, Henyard. You're not supposed to do that. Johnson refused to campaign for Henyard while at work as she felt that it was unethical and improper. Yes. After losing the referendum, Henyard began to engage in retaliatory actions towards many Dolton residents, business owners, employees, and Dolton trustees. While employed with Dolton, Johnson developed personal relationships with many of the fellow co-workers, including Lavelle Redmond. Whoa, wait, shut up. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, didn't I just, is that God? Is that God? Didn't I just put this thing up here about Lavelle Redmond? Oh my God. I didn't even know. I said, you see how it was random that I'm just gonna pull that off the thing. And I said she hired offenders. So this is Mr. Redmond, sex offender detail, Illinois. That's, remember, convicted sex offender hired by Dolton Mayor Redmond. Okay, let's get to it. Oh my God. I guess God want me to be part of this. I just begin. Let's talk about what he did. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know. Y'all know I didn't read this, right? I'm giving y'all my raw reaction. So if I mess up on stuff, I'm just read this. I didn't even read the whole case, but I did start the intro, and I knew it had something to do with public works and a worker. Oh, wait. Okay, let's get to him, including Lavelle Redmond, who at the time, it says he was relevant and he was hired, was with the code enforcement officers in Dolton. So he was with code enforcement. Yes. Okay. So on October 2021, local news group WFLD Fox Chicago began airing live news television broadcasts and publishing online stories on the website about Mayor Henyard and an ongoing operations with Dolton City Hall in Thornton Township. The first of those stories published October 2021 detail how Henyard hired Redmond, oh my God, as a code enforcement officer in 1991. While still a minor, Redmond was charged with aggravated sexual assault. Redmond subsequently spent 24 years in prison. That is a problem. Okay, he must have did something bad. I was talking about that the other day. I was like, I didn't like how they be giving sex offenders like light sentences sometimes. They gave him 24 years. What did he do? What did he do? I could look that up. Don't worry, I can look it up. I found out what state he is. Okay. Public outrage about Rodman hiring led to Fox 23 and other local news groups to investigate the ongoing operation within Dolton City Hall and Thornton Township and begin reporting on the various findings. Most of these stories have been about Henyard's questionable use of tax funds, included but not limited to lavish spending on trips, dinners, private security details, and even donating to her own travel organization. Put it on a glass, y'all. Put it on paper. Since the negative stories about Henyard began being published, Henyard and her closest allies within Dolton and Thornton Township, including Freeman, have terminated employees of several individuals they feel pose a threat to Henyard and other public image, among others. Okay, so the stated reason for the terminations are usually pretextual or contrived, while the real reason is usually malice, paranoid, and based on some kind of perceived fear of disloyalty and a risk for bad press. As such, Dolton has a well-settled and well-spread policy of retaliation against employees for their speech and association, terminating the employment of the employees if they pose any kind of perceived political risk to Henyard. Again, sounds about familiar, but the good thing is it's on the case. So when she beat this case, this is public record. On such retaliatory discharge was the Rodman on August 3rd, 2022, following the bad press he earned Henyard following Fox 32 extensive coverage. So she fired him following Rodman's thank you. Thank you. You shouldn't have hired him, you Riri, you short bus bandit. The hell? That's scary. I wouldn't even want to work with him. I'm like, he's scary. No. Okay. Following Rodman's termination on August 4th, 2022, Johnson began searching for the internet story of Richmond Henyard and Dolton while at work. Johnson's purpose was to assist her friend Redman by looking further into the matter. That was your friend? Oh my God. Matter with Richmond and Henyard. I told y'all I read this, y'all. So this is a real soap opera, y'all. Okay, it's like we reading the book. They were friends, as well as other matters of public concerns within Dolton. Johnson's intentions were also to share the story with co-workers in a show of verbal or nonverbal support for Richmond, as well as in the effort to look into Henyard's behavior as the employee of the village of a while a taxpayer in Dolton. On August 11, 2022, Johnson was abruptly terminated by Freeman for allegedly violating Dolton's employee policy procedures manual section 2.5. Oh, I thought they ain't have no books out there that talk about what y'all supposed to do. And that's what Freeman said. He's like, we don't have administrative books. Is this the book they're talking about? Well, this one contains a policy and procedures. And they asked him, what book do you have administrative wise? They asked Freeman to help, govern you. I never got one. Well, something is in this right here. Something right here. Employee policies and procedures. They asked him this, didn't they? Freeman is a liar. It's a bold-faced lie. How you get a damn job and don't get no handbook and you don't ask? Okay, there you go. There we go, right here. Statement of policies for the use of village computer resources in section 2.6, use of internet due to their searching the internet for stories about Henyard. Y'all better told y'all don't be connected to the internet at your job. Other Dolton employees frequently use the internet at work for personal reasons, but were not terminated for doing so. Dolton employee policies and procedure manuals include policies and procedures on progressive discipline, including verbal warning, written warning, suspension, demotion before final termination. However, these policies were not followed by Dolton. Johnson was terminated without pre-termination or post-termination hearing. Also, the local government employee, Johnson, as a local government employee, Johnson was a member of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. So she's part of some type of union. Dolton is a sanctuary to the agreement between Dolton and AFSCME. So it's some type of employment or something, regulatory body that they are in agreement with. As a result of her termination, Johnson suffered emotional and economic harm. After her termination, Johnson requested and received her personal files from Dolton Human Resources. After her termination, Johnson filed a claim of discrimination with the Illinois Department of Human Rights. As part of the claim, Dolton produced Johnson's personal file with containing 2 false write-ups from June 27th. Oh my God, this boy. She said that they added 2 false write-ups to her file for June 22nd, 2022 and July 18th, 2022. These write-ups were created after Johnson's termination and were not legitimate. Damn, Henyard, you trifling, yo. You don't even try to cover your stuff. You don't even try to cover yourself a little bit. Oh my God. Let's keep going. Now, this is talking about, let's see. Now comes the plaintiff, Karen Johnson, through her attorney, the complaint, And this is going to be highlighting why it's a violation of the First Amendment and the right of freedom of speech in support of their 4 allegations. So what we read was 1 to 41. Let's get into 42. Defendant violated Johnson's free speech right because they terminated Johnson's employment in retaliation for her accessing and sharing articles about her friend and fellow co-worker, Redmond, as well as the article about Henyard. These are some articles printed Henyard in a negative, painted Henyard in a negative light. The articles were of public concern and were important to Johnson and as a Dolton resident and taxpayers, as well as Dolton employee. The termination of Johnson employee amounts to a constitutional deprivation. You got the right. You got the right to look on their computer for some personal shit. I don't know if you're gonna win. Not just because she's supporting a sex offender, but you don't totally. I don't go on my work computer and go look for shit. I mean, now if I'm on my phone and I connect to their Wi-Fi, they're not supposed to access what we do, but they do put a little thing, when you connect it to work Wi-Fi, they be like, this is unprotected, your information could be stolen, this, that, and third. So I don't know, y'all. Yeah, I'm talking from what I do. I'm a legal researcher. I like to research law. So I'm the person in the background, try to give people strategies like, this what I found. This is what I do as a legal nursing consultant, and that's more focused on healthcare. So looking at this, baby, why was you on your work computer looking up for a sex offender? Anybody? All right. The termination of Johnson employment amount to a constitutional deprivation. Johnson's search history and share of news article is kin to speech. And defendant discharged Johnson for reasons that infringe upon her constitutional protection, interest in freedom of speech. Y'all see how he putting that together? How he's using what she did as a form to connect it to freedom of speech. Y'all need to know how to protect yourself. So you would have been like, how did that connect to freedom of speech? It was her right to look for this information and share it with people. Now, was it her right to go on the work computer during work hours? No, but that's why they highlight, well, she wanted us to campaign for us during work hours. So who did she, now we can't look for other stuff? That's why they put that in there at first. They tried to justify her feeling comfortable looking for stuff for her friend. So the speech Johnson engaged in was constitutionally protected by the defendant retaliated against her because of her speech. As such, Johnson can establish that her alleged constitutional deprivation was motivated by her free speech. While Johnson was a public employee, her speech is constitutionally protected, and her interest in expressing herself as a private citizen on the matter of a public concern outweighs any injury the speech could have caused adult interest in promoting effective and efficient public service. So she's saying, regardless if she felt like she should not have done it, she has the right to share this information because she is a citizen. So that outweighs everything. So I'm gonna give that to you, girl. But your friend was a pedophile. Y'all know I got a thing against that, right? So the interest of Johnson, committing on the matter is not outweighed by Dolton's interest in promoting effective and efficient public service. Johnson's accessed and shared the article were a show of verbal and nonverbal support for Redmond. Johnson accessed and shared article was also a non-deprivative exercise of her First Amendment right to express herself on the matter of public interest. Yes, okay. That right there, I'm about to use that against YouTube. Okay. I have the right to express my feelings the way I want to because the First Amendment protects me to express myself on the matter that held up on public interest. I just want to add that I learned something new how I'm gonna be fighting these YouTube streets with time. I'm gonna put that in some of my things. According to First Amendment. Okay, I learned something today because they be messing with me, y'all. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Johnson's speech was the last motivating factor in the significant conditions of the defendant's decision to terminate her, and in the fact that it was stated reason for her termination. So as such, basically what they're saying is that they use this as a reason to terminate her, but now you're showing that you violated her First Amendment rights. So, okay, let's get down. The defendant cannot provide a non-retaliatory reasons for the adverse actions, and the defendant's pro-offered reason as a mere pre-existence for retaliation. All right, so feds, that's all you hear in what we reading. Okay, retaliation, retaliation, retaliation. That's a federal offense as well. They have a whistleblower act that you're supposed to be able to not only on in a workers level, because they made them create that, not only on state level, but on a federal level as well. I know that's a little bit compromised now. If y'all know about Eric Snowden, I'm gonna just shut up. And Julian Assange, please don't throw me out of the algorithm, but y'all need to look into that as well, because that is going to infringe on a lot of our freedoms if those two individuals ever go to jail out here. Okay, so please just be aware of that we have a lot of First Amendment cases that's going on that's going to infringe on us as the people, and we won't be able to have these platforms to talk about this stuff. Okay, it's somehow they letting loose a little bit. I'm noticing it, but y'all know what happened around this time. Nobody could talk. So I'm grateful that they letting us kind of talk about some of this dysfunctional stuff that's going on, but we need to be aware. All right, so let's just get down to a little bit of the bottom of what they're going to be. The court is looking to award her the following relief. So we're not going to read the full 20 pages. We're just going to get into what she's actually looking for, okay? Reinstatement of her previous position or equivalent position with the same status. She will have to have, but for defendant's actions. I don't know what that means, but she's looking for the job back pay in the amount of the determination of the trial. In the event reinstated is not granted, front pay, compensatory and consequential damage, including emotional distress, punitive damage, prejudgment and post-judgment interest, and highest lawful rate. Oh my God. Y'all better hope she lose this case, because she's trying to come for blood. I mean, I told y'all, some people are just trying to get their license back, things like that. But this lady is very vengeful. And this is, you know what? This says a lot. Now, the lady is connected to this fool. Let me get this off the screen, because this is saying a lot. I don't support all these lawsuits. This right here don't look like I support this right here. I mean, I understand she had the right to go look up about her buddy and stuff, but you see what she trying to get? You see what she trying to get for this fool? Huh? This pedophile? Allegedly? At least registered? So honestly, Dolton, in this case, I don't support this actual lawsuit because of who she supported and what she's trying to get. Let me finish reading what she's trying to get. Pre and post judgment interest at the highest lawful rate, attorney fees, cost of the action, any injunction or any order permanently restraining the township of Thornton Township and its officers against seizure, retaliation, and from engaging in any such further unlawful conduct and employment practices, including policies and practice complied of therein. So this lady wants her job back. Honestly, we're gonna look at this. I'm gonna make a prediction. She's not gonna get it back. She's not gonna get her job back, and I don't think that she's going to get the money she's seeking. I pray that she don't, because Dolton, look at my eyebrow. I'm just playing, because Dolton, every time that's why we look at the stream, because Dolton don't have the money to pay for a frivolous ass lawsuit like that. I'm so sorry that there are people that have went through this in the township of Dolton and Thornton, feeling like they have been retaliated against for not supporting her, because I do believe that lady was retaliated for not supporting her. But you brought a monster in, someone who did a 24-year bid for harming a child, and you seem like you're out of pocket, Miss. What's her name? Let me get her name. I think she out of pocket, Miss Karen Johnson, because not only do you support this gentleman, but then you want all of this money and you want your job back. You're not getting it. Okay. Now, this is what I want to say because we've been on for 2 hours. To the village of Dolton, a lot of the stuff we talk about is, as I'm going to mention, is because I want you guys to make an adequate decision. One of the last things that the people of Dolton said in their complaint was, it's not just her, it's you. We seen some things happen. We seen some things that was questionable. You have to talk to your trustees. Go to tea with trustees. Ask them their questions, these questions. Ask them their intent, because you have to vote them in as well. And they're going to run on the house. And we want to make sure that everybody is on the same page, understand where the mistakes were made, and actually have a real plan. Okay, just how Mr. Stacy did, that's his name. I be forgetting people's name. Yeah, Mr. Stacy did. You saw how like on point he was. Y'all saw how he had a plan, and when they asked him just a question about what he might do, let me put my boo on the screen. That's my boo. I like him. Yeah, him right here, the man right there. If it wasn't for like him having critical thinking skills, he wouldn't even be able to answer those questions. We want y'all to be able to do the same thing. If they jack y'all up and try to distract y'all with sloganary nonsense, get back to the facts. He like, this is what we could do, this is what we can't do, this is what we got to work with. And this is why I believe that him, this gentleman right here, is turning on the mayor. I think this is why he's frustrated. I believe he's a good employee from what I've heard him say in the way he articulated himself. We heard him talk 2 years ago, talk about the situation where he need. Y'all have a small village, which I have over 25,000 people, and you only have 18 people out on the road to fix a large infrastructure issue that's been patched up for over 15 years. So these are some of the things I do think that y'all should focus in on. Definitely make sure that you talk to your board about the trustees about these vendors getting paid, the right vendors getting paid. If, you know, like I said, it's out of the trustees' hands once they sign off, but you need to write letters to Keith Freeman, send them to his house. How about that? Send them to his office, flood his with emails. Ask him questions. Let this know that he can't lay low. We watching him because what you're doing, you supposed to make sure that all those checks on them desks go out. You supposed to be doing your job, Keith Freeman. And obviously you don't know how, because this is not the first time you filed bankruptcy, and it won't be the last time, I would assume. So let's get to the comments. We're about to log off. I've been on for 2 hours. I want to say thank you so much, Miss Valerie Fisher. I appreciate you. You are going to get rich. I got two people that's got to get a rich. I appreciate you. We're building up this channel. This channel, again, if you're not a free thinker, if you get an attitude because somebody say something that you don't agree with and is different, then you don't belong here. Grace is going to make you feel uncomfortable. I want you guys, y'all don't have to agree with me. I don't mind. Debating doesn't mean you don't like somebody. Debating means it's intellectual conversations. It should be based on some facts, and we come to a reasonable agreement. This is what we do here, or we agree not to agree. But those are the people that we have in the family. Those are the ones that's hitting the like button. What else I want to say? Just keep it 100. Just keep it 100, guys. Don't be afraid to express yourself, because there's some people out here that's trying to suppress the way you talk, the way you are, the way you feel, because they have that group mentality. So please don't fall for the hype. Okay, so let's just get to the last few things. As Valerie said, we have 147 viewers with 79 likes. Please hit the like button. Tahoe Tiffany is dangerous. Alizations, she said. All right, that's what I thought. He withdrew because he didn't want the investigation. And you talking about Freeman? He withdrew his bankruptcy. That shit would expose everything. His dumb self thought that he was going to give them what they want. No, you got a trustee over there, and they're going to do a forensic audit and pull all that. Do you know that when I apply for certain jobs, they got this thing talking about we're going to check your background for any financial stuff. I was like, oh, you're running my damn credit too? There has been some agencies that have done something like that. So if they could do it, why can't the trustee over a bankruptcy case pull everything? That's when they're going to see who gave it to you, how they gave it to you, and how you're lying. Please don't stop until Tiffany Henyard is in prison. I pray. I mean, yes and no, because like I said, as a woman, I really wouldn't want that, but she's so arrogant. I be feeling bad for her sometimes that she get on live and be talking shit like, yeah, because you can't beat me. You can't beat me. Girl, sit down. That's why people want you in jail. Okay? I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt and you won't take a whole glass and shut the fuck up. You're supposed to be quiet. Okay? Now, it's going to be years, I think, before Tiffany go to jail. And that's what I think, too. I think it's going to be years. I think it's going to be same, just like this Trump saga. Just like you remember when Trump was like, Hillary going to jail. We're going to lock Hillary up. Where Hillary at right now? Where's she at right now? Coming right back into the limelight. I thought she was dead. Excuse me. When she was throwing up them aliens. But I concede on that. But yeah, did she go to jail? And do you think Trump going to jail? I don't think so. I think a lot of this is political mama jumbo to keep us distracted. But if it's going to keep us distracted, at least we learn about the system and try to, I ain't going to say it. Try to fix it. I'm going to say it a good way. Try to fix it. Me, I'm about destroying and building back up because this motherfucker is done. Call it explosion, all right? Take a picture, wrap it up. United States, we got a damn problem. We have a problem. So I'm going to sign off with this song, one of my favorite Hebrew songs. Y'all know what I do. Listen to the message, baby. Listen. I love you guys. Love you and I appreciate you.
The only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated. And they're killing people.
Like this, hey, we feeling it all in the air. The missiles is coming to hell. Military gon' come where you live. He ain't give us the spirit of fear. Messiah is coming, we near. Destruction is coming, we here. Them chariots got us aware. Prepare. We feeling it all in the air. The missiles is coming to hell. Military gon' come where you live. He ain't give us the spirit of fear. Messiah is coming, we near. Destruction is coming, we here. Them chariots got us aware. The branch is tender, he is divine. We see the prophecies, we know what time. 6 feet apart when we standing in line. 6 worldwide. Okay, they shooting them up with that pause, and they going willfully, nobody forced. They don't trust the father, they just divorce them. They feel that lava, ain't no remorse. We gotta open our eyes. The government serving the devil. They see the 12 rise. Got them scared on a whole nother level. They gotta get rid of this virus. Okay, they talking about the awakening. These bones is living, they hating it. The kingdom is coming, we taking it.
Every election. So now, because they can't beat me, they got to do this smear campaign to convince public opinion that I'm bad for them.
So you said 2 elections. You were first elected in 2021?
No, 2013 was my first election for trustee. I was a trustee. I sat where they are.
Right.
That's why I know the law.
Dolton Council.
Yes.
Elected mayor 2021.
Yes.
Term is 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. Plans of running for re-election?
I'm running for both my seats. And I'm going to win them.
So, and when is the election for Thornton Township?
2025.
So those elections are at the same time?
They are.
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Okay, next.
A bullshit.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long.
I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
The real estate market often seems like a distant world where only an elite of experts is successful.
In a time of so much uncertainty in the air and bad news, realist investing can seem intimidating. But today, I want to tell you that if you make the right decision today, you can enter the real estate market from the back door. Bad credit record? No credit at all. Do you dread the idea of having a home loan? Do you dream of owning investment properties? You are in the right place and right time, because we have created a program which is a tax lien and deed investment online course of only 14 hours. This course is specially designed for people like you who have big dreams. You will learn at your own pace and everything from your home computer. This is your chance. Join our membership for $19.99 a year. What are you waiting for? Visit our website primetimehomebuyerBuyback.org and sign up today for course access.